We have made it to the World Series. We will be taking on the Houston Astros. Here's just kind of a recap of how the playoffs have kind of come through so far. And all three times, I believe. No, I lied. Against Cincinnati, we lost game one, went back, won the last two. Against Philadelphia, it was back and forth the whole time. However, we did hold the lead in game one, and it was every other game, so we ended up winning game one and game five. Never trailed in that series, but were tied up a couple of times. And then against Pittsburgh, down 3-1, gutted up, went out there and won 3 straight in a row to advance to the World Series, defying the odds. In the rest of the bracket, Pittsburgh kind of went through Arizona, tight one against Chicago, and then obviously a tight one against us. The American League, Cleveland. They ended up beating the LA Angels 2-1, and then Minnesota, I don't know if the defending champion. No, we faced them in 2028, so took away any the number one seed and took away any prospect of us having a rematch of 2028. Cleveland beat them 3-1, then lost to Houston 4-1. Houston has been on a rampage. Tampa Bay beat Chicago, and then Tampa Bay was swept by Houston, and then Houston 4-1 Cleveland. So for us, it's been a fight. It's gone the distance every single time. For Houston, they have cleaned things up pretty quick. Let's check out their team. Let's check out our team and see how things stand heading into the Fall Classic. Here is Houston's lineup so far through the playoffs. This is what they usually employ against right-handed pitching. Phil Mayfield is an absolute stud, a young outfielder who got his really first taste of big league starting, and he's great, very fast, a decent fielder as well. He patrols center field, can really hit lefties really well, but has hit really well in the postseason, hitting over 340 with a couple home runs. Bubba Thompson, some more speed in the outfield and some good fielding. Junior Caminero, he was their big fish they got this year. 34 home runs, punch doubles, a whole big contract, and won a batting title this year as well as Silver Slugger. While he batted .345 and OPS over 1,000. This guy is going to be the guy we want to maybe pitch around. I don't know. Good thing Bubba Thompson's ahead of him. We really have to. Getting Bubba Thompson out is going to be crucial. Ozzy Albies hits behind Caminero, so against righties, you have a power threat. Against lefties, you have a big contact threat. He's also a guy that's been here for a couple of years and had a pretty solid season with 31 home runs this year. Jeremy Pena, postseason heroics continue again. He's hitting extremely well, 4 home runs in just, 5 games they've played so far. No, it's like 7 games they played. So, yeah. Brendan Donovan, former Cardinal. He's kind of the prototypical, this guy just feels like an Astro. He's playing like it. He has a couple home runs and has come through a couple of times. Shane Langoliers, former Rocky, and has been with Houston the last couple of years and has gotten pretty similar production to what we got from him his 1 year where he was NLCS MVP. Can he do the same for the World Series? We hope not, but is hitting well. Ray Vance, a rookie first baseman who is making his MLB debut here in the playoffs. And it is going well, it seems. He's not hitting too terribly. And then Dylan Carlson rounds it out. Yanier Diaz, Chas McCormick, Tyler Whitaker, Zach DeZenzo, and Jacob Melton are your bench. Against lefties, they jazz it up a little bit. Still Mayfield. Donovan moves up. And then Chas McCormick enters while Bubba Thompson comes out. And then you guys kind of just get shuffled around to kind of help their handedness strengths or weaknesses. So that's Houston. They got some guys, especially Caminero and Albies going back-to-back. That is scary, and they have some very solid guys up and down the lineup. There aren't many holes. Bubba Thompson, we just have to make sure he hits 0. Every time Bubba Thompson gets on, it's trouble. So that's going to be our focus. Keep Bubba Thompson off the base paths. The pitching staff looks like this. We're going to get Bryce Miller in game 1, most likely. So far, 19 innings pitched. He's been lights out. Jose Aguirre, I think I said that really weird. I don't know why. He's just been a Houston staple over the years. He continues to pitch very well. Christian Javier, again, also very well. Forrest Whitley has got hit around a little bit, but only in 1 appearance so far. And Tanner Bybee hasn't even got on the bump yet. So they've just been mowing down guys using these 3 for the most part. They went to Whitley once, But that's kind of their four-man they go with Bybee there just in case. Carlos Vargas has had a couple of, not even an inning yet, a couple of batters facing, got hit around a little bit. Josh Hader, not the Josh Hader we once knew and loved, just walks a whole bunch of guys, and that's going to be key. If we see him, let him throw. The more pitches he throws, the better. James Karinchak, former Rocky, has pitched very well with Houston. Actually, I think we traded him to Houston, had this year, went to New York, and then came back to Houston and really had his best season in the last few years and is continuing that in the playoffs, which is great. Great for him, not great for us. Brandon Hughes has been okay, and then Edwin Diaz, David Bednar, and Nick Sandlin have been that trio in the back end. Again, not what they used to be, but that's still, at least for these two. But those two, plus Hader and Karinchak, they throw hard, and it's going to be interesting to see what we do. Diaz and Bednar and Sandlin, for the most part, have been pretty lights out. Diaz a little bit beat up. But yeah, I think this team, this is tough. It's a team without much weaknesses. However, their strengths, other than Caminero, aren't like devastating strengths. So you just hope that our guys just beat their guys. And that's kind of what you want a World Series to be, and that's the World Series we're going to get. Let's check on what our guys have done so far, and let's get into game 1, 2, and 3. Here's how our lineup's going to go. We've moved Stephen Kwan a little bit. We are going to make the switch right now. Sterling Thompson will be our leadoff guy to start things off. Dale Amador also has not been playing quite well, but I kind of want him still batting second. I don't want to jazz things up too much, but here's the lineup we're going to be rocking with right now, just kind of going over performances. Thompson, Amador, Jones, Jazz Chisholm, Ezequiel Tovar, Tommy Domine, Nolan Gorman, Drew Romo, and Stephen Kwan. That's going to be our lineup right now. We're going to move Ezequiel Tovar up, and we're going to move Sterling Thompson up. We're going to trust Amador to get things together. If he can't get it together by game 2, he'll probably be switched somewhere here. Maybe Tovar moves up to 2. Amador comes down. Move Gorman back up because Gorman isn't playing awful. Something like that along those lines, just to kind of balance the lineup out. And against lefties, really the changes. Winchester coming in and Wood coming in. We are going to do this against lefties. We'll move Troy Wood down, and we will roll with that. Is our lineup against lefties. I do like how balanced this one is. We move Tovar up, Kwan down against lefties. And now let's pick out our pitching rotation and our entire pitching staff. Bobby White's getting the ball for game 1. This guy's legend continues to grow, especially in the postseason. A 1.88 ERA. He's an absolute stud. JJ Rose had a really, really, really solid, I believe, game 6 for us. Really great. Those numbers looked a lot worse. That was really good performance for him. Bud Leonard, our closeout guy. He's been okay, a little up, a little down, but he's been solid. James Morris, same thing. More hit, more miss. And that's really, we get solid from Bobby White. These guys have kind of shown it's either going to be a really good day or a really bad day. So hopefully we just get more good days over the next 2 weeks or so. Brandon Barea, Parra, and Garcia are mop-up guys. Hopefully they don't get into some super high crucial innings. But they have pitched a decent amount. Parra really has been getting hit around a little bit. Bo Brisky, Ryan Helsley, Adbert Alzolay, Riley Pint, Gregory Santos. Pint hasn't got in yet. I would like to see him be used more. These guys have been very solid for us, other than a little bit blow up there by Brisky in game 6 where we ended up coming back. And then Calderon, been lights out. Let's get into it. Game 1 coming up here against Houston Astros in the World Series. We are here in Houston, Texas to take on the Astros for a chance to be World Series champions. Yes, last year we fell short of our goal, losing in the wild card round. The year before that, we completed our goal, maybe a little bit ahead of schedule. I knew we'd be competing for a World Series around this time when I started up as the general manager of the Colorado Rockies. Did not know we would be going for our second World Series championship, but here we are. Taking on the Astros, a team over the last decade plus 15 years or so have been constantly in the mix, have won multiple championships, and have been one of the more consistent teams in the league. And they're having a really, really good postseason. Just about every category you can think of, they are better than us at least in this postseason. We have gone every series to the limit, to the very end. Bryce Miller, Bobby White is going to be your World Series matchup, pitching-wise, for Game 1. Astros have handled business. We have hung around and had some epic journeys. Who's going to be the one to come out on top? Game 1 starting in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss it for anything. Like we mentioned, Bryce Miller, former Mariner, now Astros on the bump. 3 starts for him, averaging over 6 innings per start, 2.84 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 19 innings, decent walk rate. He takes Sterling Thompson for the first batter of the game and strikes him out with a fastball below the knees that Thompson couldn't quite catch up to. Adael Amador, he misses on the fastball, and Miller is unhittable. He's a really good pitcher. He's electric. This pitch comes in. Amador gets a hold of it. This one's deep into the gap, and that will be a double, so not quite unhittable as Adael Amador gets us started with a double into the right center field gap. Nolan Jones, he pops in, batting third for our team as he has for the last few years. And he gets a slider over the middle. He brings it the other way, and this will bring in a run. The first run goes to the Colorado Rockies, as going into second base is Nolan Jones, just ahead of the tag. He has been absolutely vital for us. We've been singing his praises since the day I got here, and he is the reason that we have a World Series belt already. We're looking for a second one, and he's in there just ahead of the tag. Jazz Chisholm Jr., your NLCS MVP, chopper up the middle, over the head of Miller, through the middle infield, coming around to scores Jones. Phil Mayfield over there in center field, not the best arm. And just like that, the Rockies wasting no time. Back-to-back hits, back-to-back RBI hits, and we lead 2-0 here in the top of the first. Ezequiel Tovar hitting a smooth .345. He's going to break the bat here. And good wood, but the wood snapped in half. Would have been a solid hit, but will go down as an inning-ending double play. However, 3 hits all in a row, 2 RBIs, both in a row, and we have the 2-run advantage. Bring up to Bobby White, who has been stellar. 4 starts for us, 2-2 record, 24 innings pitched, a 1.88 ERA, has been dominant all postseason, as he has been his entire career. And 1-2 count against Junior Caminero ties him up inside, and 11 pitches is all it takes to get a clean first inning for Bobby Blanco. As we go into the second inning, still up 2-0, and White has been fantastic and continues to be here on the game's brightest stage. Bottom second now, 27 pitches into his outing as a rougher second inning in terms of pitch count. And does walk Brendan Donovan there, first base runner for the Astros. Later on, it's Shea Langoliers, old friend of the program. Yeah, 2-seamer on the inside, buddy. You know that he likes to throw that. You caught that for about 3 months. He helped, Shea Langoliers helped us win a World Series 2 years ago, signed with the Astros, and now it's Bobby White striking out old friend Shea to get out of the second inning. Third inning comes along, and Stephen Kwan is going to get on base first. Gets plunked on the side of the hip. Eventually moves over to second base after Sterling Thompson grounds out. And then Amador gets hit on the hip. So Adael Amador, he is on first base. Nolan Jones now with another opportunity to drive in another run. Pitch comes in. How about 3? Fastball, high middle, right where Nolan Jones loves to hit it as far as he can. Doesn't quite crack 400 feet, but hit that ball well, hit it enough, and a no-doubt shot in Game 1 of the World Series. Put us up 4-0. Absolute beauty shot. He caught up to the fastball. Hitters are starting to time that up. That was something that Miller was blowing by guys earlier on. Now we're starting to get a feel for it. Slider on the other box. You've seen this story too many times as down goes Ezequiel Tovar. And yeah, 5 runs on 4 hits. We are leading big here against Houston early on. Ozzie Albies, I think, is going to get the first hit here as he goes the other way. Albies, a guy that we are familiar with his days in Atlanta, now with Houston on a new World Series variant of the team. He doubles. And then Jeremy Pena, he is going to hold up. Thought about offering at the 12-6. He'll be on first base, a World Series hero in his own right. I think the MVP of 2019, 2021, whatever year they won it, 2022. Either way, Brandon Donovan through the right side. A fired bullet from Nolan Jones keeps the Astros off the board. As a great hit by Donovan, better play by Nolan Jones. He fires that thing in there. And we stay up by 5 as beat Ozzie Albies by a few steps there. Absolute cannon from Nolan Jones. Doing it offensively, doing it defensively. Carlos Vargas is going to come in, and that will spell the day for Bryce Miller to not have the day that you thought you needed if you were Houston. But that brings up Carlos Vargas trying to eat up a lot of these innings. Only got 2/3 innings of work earlier on, and the top of the 5th faces off against Steven Kwan. And Kwan, he goes gapping. This is going to fall between the outfielders, and this will keep Kwan at first base, however, not hit too sharply, and good speed out there to range and get it. But it'll be a leadoff single either way for Steven Kwan. Brings up our new leadoff man, Sterling Thompson. The pitch comes in. It's high, and Thompson swings at a slider well above his head. I thought it was going to come down as a different pitch, but ends up eating him up. Kwan's going to take second base with Nolan Jones now up to bat. And in the top of the 5th, Jones, another situation to go get another RBI. Let's see if he can do it. 2 for 2 on the day with a home run and a double. And this time, Jones, slider inside, gets by him, ties him up, and that will do it for the inning. So a couple of Rockies threat, but nothing comes across on Vargas. Shea Langoliers up the middle, being another hit, second hit for the Stros, and Langoliers gets revenge on Bobby White. Hit it pretty hard too, 99 miles per hour off the bat. Ray Vance, a rookie, getting his first taste of Major League Baseball in the playoffs here, as Yordan Alvarez hurts, not playing. They brought up the rookie, and he strikes out. Dylan Carlson, he goes the other way. Chisholm comes up firing, throw in, and Langoliers is safe. They call Shea Langoliers safe. Throw came in well, just not well enough, as Langoliers able to get around the tag. Let's see how it happens. Throw beat him. Just Thompson had to go down, make sure he got it, and then too slow to tag Langoliers. Phil Mayfield, he's going to bloop this one into right field. Nolan Jones picks it up. He fires over to third base. Runners safe, and the first run on the board for Houston. Runners on the corners with just 1 out. Bobby White starting to get up some contact. Both hits, the last 2 hits, soft contact, just down the line. Just things you have to really just shake your head at. Junior Caminero, we decided we were not going to let him beat us, and he beats it into the ground, grounds out to his third base counterpart in Thompson, and that will do it for the 5th inning. Houston does add a couple of hits, does add a run to the board. However, we still have a nice 4-run cushion. Top 6 now, and Vargas still out there, just misses on a fastball. Good eye by Jazz Chisholm. he'll be on first base. Tovar already grounded into a double play today. Won't do the same here. Goes into right field. Throw comes in to third base, and Chisholm just ahead of the tag. Runners on the corners, no outs. Be a nice spot for Nolan Gorman to come through. Tommy Domine could not get the runners over, and then a double play by Gorman. So runners on the corners, no outs, turns into no runs. Can't have that. We just can't have that. Even if we're up by 4, it is the World Series. We need every single run we can get. This Houston Astros team is dangerous, and unfortunately, we just don't come through. So Gorman grounds out, kills the inning right there where it started, and that is all she wrote for the top half of the 6th inning. White still out there, and Ozzie Albies is glad of it. He goes the other way. The second double Ozzie Albies has hit off of Bobby White today, and it was a good throw, just a little offline. And Albies starts the inning off in scoring position. Here's Jeremy Pena. Again, we talked about his postseason heroics. This is high. This is deep. Towards the Crawford boxes. Chisholm looking up, and that just sneaks out. And the Houston Astros, the 5th home run of Jeremy Pena this postseason. They are down just 2 all of a sudden. Again, right field, you don't have to hit it too hard. You don't have to hit it too deep. You just have to hit it just right. And about first or second row goes Pena. Staying in there is White. He will finish off the 6th inning. Quan ranges back in a deep fly ball by Vance. Ends it. Pena, he reminding you why he was a World Series MVP not too long ago. And it's 5-3 Astros. Trying to claw back here. Can we hold them off in the last few parts of these innings? Drew Romo, he's going to get on base as a missed play in the field by Jeremy Pena. So an E6. And he was just getting the crowd into it with that home run before. Brings up Quan, 1-0 count. He goes into right field. This is going to let Romo get all the way to third base. He's on runners on the corners again. No outs. Can we add some runs? We have the top of the order coming up. Sterling Thompson, 0-2 count. Runners off. This is chopped down to second base. Runners coming in, and they gun him down. So they put the hit and run on. Sterling Thompson executes it phenomenally. Just a good play by Albies to reach over, pick that up, and then cut down Drew Romo at the plate. Nolan Jones, last chance for runs, gets a hold of a slider, but didn't get quite all of it, and this looks exactly like Ray Vance's flyout to end the last half of the inning. And again, runners on the corners, no outs, no runs for the Rockies. Gonna bring in Ryan Helsley now. He has been phenomenal in his 3 games and 4 innings, striking out just about everybody. He's yet to give up a run, has just been solid. It's a guy we haven't seen much of in the regular season after we traded for him, but oh boy, has he shown up in his limited time in the playoffs. Gets a strikeout there of Dylan Carlson. That's 1. Usually these things come in 3s. Phil Mayfield, see ya. Thanks for playing. Nasty slider right on the corner. That's 2 for Helsley. 0-2 count, Bubba Thompson. He chops it to the other Thompson, Sterling this time, and just in time to get him across the diamond. So we get Bubba Thompson out. Again, that is a big key to this series. Get Bubba Thompson out, and we do it there. James Karinchak, former Rocky, comes in. He's been pitching well for the Astros. This is actually, I think, one of the pieces that we traded Houston and got Tommy Domine from. So, nice little reunion coming up in the next at-bat. Karinchak, he loses Tovar. This is a good time for Domine to try to do something. He doesn't. And then Nolan Gorman, he walks, knuckle curve right on the edge. Could have gone either way. Karinchak unhappy about it, and that will do it for him. So he gets 2 outs, walks 2 batters, and then Brandon Hughes. He's in 7 games this postseason, 5 1/3, usually a lefty specialist. And he comes on to face off against Drew Romo, I believe, after Gorman walked. 5.06 ERA, and we're going to make the change to Mark Winchester. We think we're going to give up some defense, but this is a great time to cash in a run. especially after what the last 2 innings saw, and Winchester can't quite cash it in. He beats it into the ground, and that will do it for the top half of the 8th. So a couple more at-bats. Caminero, Albies, Pena coming up for the Astros, and in that case, we are going to bring in our setup man, Gregory Santos. 5 games, 4 2/3 innings, given up. It has a 1.93 ERA. Has been very, very solid, striking out about 32% of the batters he faces, and 3-2 count on Albies. It's a strike, but it's not called that way, and that outside corner has been a problem all day for everybody. So perfect pitch, just wrong umpire. Albies, he's off and taking second already, trying to test the defensive limitations of Mark Winchester, and they get a runner in scoring position for Pena. Pena, frozen on the 4-seam fastball right by the letters. That's a big strikeout for Santos right there. Thought about it and just froze him up. Brendan Donovan. We are going to intentionally walk Brendan Donovan. He is a really good hitter, runners in scoring position. We've seen him already slap a hit. Then with Shea Langoliers, actually numbers say that he's a little bit worse against lefties. So we're going to bring in Roger Calderon, the Marlboro Man, the man who has done so well for us in this postseason. 6 for 6 save opportunities. We've asked him to go 4 outs before. We'll ask him to go 4 outs again here. 1 for 3 on the day is Langoliers. First pitch in there is a cutter. Next pitch, 0-1. Slapped, right field. Jones ranging over. This could be 2 runs, but no, he tracks it down. Nolan Jones, the second big defensive play he has had for us today. And look at this. Lunging over. It would have been fair if he misses that ball. That's a tie ball game, and we stay up by 2. We're going to toss in Troy Wood here. Again, against the lefty. He does better against lefties than Sterling Thompson does. So Sterling Thompson, his day is over. 4-seam fastball. And that is on first base for Troy Wood, who will then replace with Benny Montgomery, as Josh Hader comes in to face off against Adael Amador. 3 Reliever of the Year awards for Hader. Just not the same guy that he used to be. So Montgomery's going to come in for speed. And Amador with a 1-0 count on the ground. Diving play by Albies. He can't hold on to it, however, and both runners are safe. That will go down as a base hit for Amador. And then runners on the corners, 2 outs. Jazz Chisholm not the best against lefties, but he's going to wear that one up on the elbow there. So he's on first base. Bases loaded for a guy who is really good against lefties, Ezequiel Tovar. Popped him up, and Mayfield ranging in, able to make the play. 5-3, we head into the bottom of the 9th inning. So Vance, Carlson, Mayfield, what's in store for Calderon? 1 out already in the inning, and make it 2 as frozen by the fastball on the knees is Carlson. 0-1 count on Mayfield. He launches this one deep into left field. That one is gone. So Calderon get the Marlboro Reds out. Good thing we had that extra run of insurance, and good thing we didn't give up at least 1 run before, because that would have been a tie ball game. Mayfield gets a fastball over the heart of the plate. He does not miss. Did not need the Crawford boxes to help him out there. And he watches this one 366 feet. This one was hit very, very, very well. And now it's a 5-4 game. Bubba Thompson 1 for 1 on the day. Get Bubba Thompson out. And that is exactly what we do. Quan is under it to put it away. And the Rockies, they win game 1 of the Fall Classic here against the Astros. So, big win for Colorado. They take the 1-0 series lead, which I think we have done in all series but the Cincinnati series. Usually we lose the next game. That's kind of been the case. We lost 3 straight against the Pirates after winning game 1. We lost the next one after beating Philadelphia in game 1.
Let's see if that mark can change here. Can we pull off a couple in a row? We used everyone today, basically. A couple bullpen arms and basically every bench player that we normally go through. We did go through. And yeah, that will be the game. Bobby White with the win. Calderon with the save. 7 for 7 this postseason in Game 1 of the World Series in the books. Check out some box score statistics. See who did what and where we stand. Again, you see a bunch of players coming in and going out. Thompson 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Amador and Jones, with Jones getting the majority of the help with 4 of our 5 RBI. Absolutely incredible, and nothing really going on from the bottom of the lineup other than Steven Kwan going 2 for 3. Jones a double, Amador a double, home run by Nolan Jones, RBI, 4 of them for Nolan, 1 for Jazz. Couple ground into double plays. We got hit 3 times today as well. And let's see what the pitchers did in this one. Bobby White, he goes 6 full, 7 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Helsley gets 2 strikeouts in an inning. And then Calderon to give up the 1 run, but got the save, his 7th of the post season. Overall, 8 hits given up by our pitching staff, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. Mayfield, Albies, multiple hit games for the Astros, home runs by Pena and Mayfield, 2 doubles by Ozzie Albies, and 4 RBI total for them. They had an error on the field by Pena, stolen base by Albies later on in that game. Miller did have a wild pitch, I don't believe was shown, and then he only went 4 innings, 5 earned, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Vargas went 3 strong. Struck out a couple of guys, and then the back end of the bullpen did very, very well. They did not give up. They had 4 hits and no runs. Let's go on to Game 2. Here we are in Game 2, still in Houston. We're going to have J.J. Rose on the hill for us. Again, the usual rotation. Bud Leonard would be next. James Morrow would be after that, and so on and so on. And let's see what we can do in game number 2. Coming off of a strong win, 5-4. Got all those 5 runs early. Houston got those 4 runs late. So, can we offensively just mix it up a little bit? And by that I mean, let's score early. Let's score in the middle of the game. Let's score later. As long as we're continuously scoring and putting up, we don't have to do like a whole bunch of bunches. Like we had 4 runs in 3 runs in 1 inning, 4 runs in 1 inning. We got our runs in bunches early. Let's spread it out a little bit. Let's keep the momentum on our side. Or if we do score early, let's score often and really just take Houston out of this game. Jose Urquidy against J.J. Rose, a righty and a lefty. Let's see how things go here in game number 2. I'm optimistic. I'm hoping, obviously, for a Rockies win. And Urquidy so far, 2 games, 10 innings, 2.70 ERA, only 6 strikeouts. So a guy that keeps the ball in play, but can you beat him that way? I think we have a team that can beat him playing that style of baseball. Let's see how we do. Amador, he cracks a single the other way, so back-to-back games with a leadoff base hit, and I think running like a 4 or 5 game hit streak now here in the playoffs. And we came up big against the Pirates later as we won that series. And then Jazz Chisholm with 2 outs cranks this one high and deep. Another home run for Jazz Chisholm, and we get on the board first again. The 8th home run for Jazz here in the postseason, and it's a big one with 2 outs. Gets a fastball right at the thighs and pulls this one down the line around the foul pole, 408 feet. This thing was demolished. Big swing by Jazz Chisholm, as always. Your NLCS MVP, keeping things up, his 3rd RBI of the World Series so far. They walk Tovar, and then Domine can't get revenge against his former team. He gets tied up, and that will do it for the inning. However, Jazz Chisholm, 2-run bomb. You like Jazz? J.J. Rose, you got 2 runs to work with, my friend. Again, hit or miss. We've seen this from everyone on the Bobby White. You'll have a really good performance followed by a not-so-great performance. so on and so forth. We're looking for a really great performance here. Caminero, he's going to beat Rose down the line. He was looking for a 1-2-3 inning, doesn't quite get it. And just a single from Caminero, though, so hopefully that does not come back to bite J.J. Rose. Ozzy Albies' next pitch, the 14th of the inning for J.J. Kicks, deals. Albies high and deep, however, not deep enough, as ranging over is Chisholm put it away. So, gave up the single, however, nothing comes of it. We love to see it. Clean-ish inning for Rose. Top two, Gorman, up the middle, a base hit. Nolan Gorman, the MVP of the league in 2028, signed him to a long-term deal. It's been hit or miss, and this time he's coming through here in the World Series. Drew Romo also having a career year for him. Caminero reaches up, snags it, throws it over to first base, so moves the runner up, but a great play at the hot corner by Junior Caminero. And then with 2 outs in the inning, Sterling Thompson trying to keep things alive. He can't. Caminero there, and a lot easier than the Romo put out, so he will fling it over to first base. And we go into the top of the third now. Amador gets a hanging pitch. This one's crushed deep to right field. That one's out of here. Adael Amador adds another home run to his postseason. 370 feet, 99.6 off of the bat. And this one absolutely crushed into right field. We go up 3-0. Nolan Jones keeps the good times rolling up the middle with a single this time. And on the 1-2 count, he gets on first base. Brings up Jazz Chisholm. What can Jazz do? Well, nothing, because we're looking at Ezekiel Tovar hitting .339 this postseason. Raise that average, as we are getting to Urquidy here in the third. How much longer are they going to trust their pitcher to go out there? Tommy Domine, 3-2 count. Belted left field, but foul. Just foul. And then Domine trying to bring in a run, and he whiffs on the 4-seam fastball. So Domine almost had a World Series home run against his former team. Almost only counts the horseshoes and hand grenades. Looked like he was on time for the fastball, just under it. And then speaking of just under it, Nolan Gorman threatens the warning track, but does not get out, and that will be it for the third out. Amador does add a run with his solo blast. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Rockies here as we head to the bottom of the third. In the bottom of the third, Ray Vance, he'll get on the board with a single. And second hit for the Astros today comes via the rookie first baseman. So he's on first base with 1 out. Phil Mayfield, who has a home run in game number 1, he'll hit it weakly into center field, and that will be a base hit. So now the Astros threatening. Can they answer back? 3-0. And with 2 outs, Caminero, he's going to take the walk. And now bases loaded for Albies. Everybody on. 2-2 count. Albies swings and misses. J.J. Rose gets out of the jam. They cannot answer. We shut the door. Rose is fired up, as he should be, as he misses the bat of Albies, gets the strikeout, and we move on to the fourth, still up by 3 runs. Romo 0 for 1 on the day. Make it 1 for 2 as he beats Vance through the right side of the infield, and that's going to be a base hit for our catcher here in a contract season, a 4-war season. He really showed out this year. However, nothing's going to come of it, as eventually Amador makes the final out, and that will be the inning. So we move on to the middle of the fourth and the bottom of the fourth coming up after this break. Nothing happens there, and Carlos Vargas again is summoned from the bullpen. Went 3 innings of shutout ball last time, so that 13 ERA now looks like a 2.5. And Nolan Jones doesn't give a shit. Other way, left field, clangs off that big wall by the boxes. And that'll be a stand-up double for Nolan Jones, who continues to hit in this World Series. Another multi-hit game for him. And gets a pitch high, hits it the other way. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baseball. Chisholm on the ground will move the runner over. Oh, actually, he'll be safe. Albies makes the error. Had it right in his glove and just a little too nonchalant for the moment. And E4 puts runners in the corners, no outs. Fortunately, we've been a precarious spot for us as we failed to score a lot of times in this area, but I don't think we'll fail to score here. Tovar back is Carlson, ranges to make the play, but Jones speedy enough to get in. It is 4-0 Rockies ahead of Houston. Olin Gorman, he's going to watch the pitch go by. It's going to be a strike. However, stealing second base is Jazz Chisholm here late in the inning. And Gorman, he's going to get the fastball blown by him. Middle of the fifth inning we do add a run. It's 4-0. Rockies ahead of Houston. Caminero, very similar to his first hit in the ball game. This one rattles around in the corner. This time he's also going to stay at first base. So 2 hits for Caminero. If he's getting 2 hits that way, I'm so fine with it. And then up the middle and caught on a line by J.J. Rose. He's throwing a gem. As we end the 6th inning for him, he's still yet to give up a run. Josh Hader, 3-time reliever of the year. We've talked about it before. Hasn't been as scary as he used to be. Can that continue here? Can we get to him? Is he going to let down his team? You let me know. Chisholm swings and misses on the fastball, and that was a really good inning. So he heard me talking shit. Talk shit, don't get hits, I guess. 7th inning still as Rose is out there. Carlson is going to loft this one to center field and fall right in front of Stephen Kwan on the 81st pitch of J.J. Rose's day. Pena, 0-2 count. 0 for 2 on the day, runner on first base. Rose fires and freezes him on that fastball. Second time we've seen Pena get frozen on that high fastball. And that's going to be it for the day for Rose. We're going to go to the bullpen, let those guys go to work. And it's going to be Bo Brisky coming in. His 8th appearance of the postseason. 1-0 record. Has been giving up more runs. Again, I think coming into this postseason and the last 2 postseasons, hadn't given up a run. He's given up a couple runs here, and a really good Rule 5 pick for us a couple of seasons ago. Domine picks up the grounder, then runs over to first base, tags the bag, and that will be it for the 7th inning. Still 4-0. We lead against Houston, and James Karinchak is going to come in. It's going to be reliever frenzy. Who has the matchup? Who's coming in to face off against who? And we're both playing that game now. Karinchak trying to get a clean 8th. Can he? Domine 0 for 3 in this one. Is he finally going to get a hit? He will. This one drops, and this goes past Carlson. So on his horse to second base goes Tommy Domine, and he will be there standing up with a double. Should have been a single. Carlson played it lackadaisically. Can't do that in October, brother. 3-2 count on Drew Romo. 1 for 3 on the day. Beats it into the ground, and Pena's there to scoop it up. So the double by Domine does not do nothing for us, and Karinchak gets out of it, not giving up a hit. Nothing goes on in the bottom of the 8th, so Brandon Hughes is on for the top of the 9th. Still with a shutout going we have, and 2 outs in the inning. Amador launches this one to left field, make it 5-0. Amador puts us on the board yet again. His 2nd home run of the day, 3rd of the postseason. Don't listen to that graphic. He had one against Pittsburgh. You saw it with your own eyes. 104 off the bat. Again, he mashes lefties, and they keep putting lefties out against him late in these games. I don't quite understand it, but I'm glad it's happening. I'll tell you, I'm glad it's happening. I'll tell you that. Nolan Jones, 2 for 4. He also does well against lefties, even though he is a lefty. Strikes out there. And we add an insurance run just in case we need it. We've seen Houston come back before. We've seen them score in the ninth before. We hold them to no runs today. Let's see who's going to come out and get this ninth inning as Amador and Myers that one deep into the Houston sky. It's going to be Adbert Alzolay. He's kind of our guy that comes in these situations. Game's kind of out of reach. He's an expendable arm. He's good, but no one we need. So we bring him out there who's still good and is not going to let the game get out of the way, but also just go out there and get outs that we kind of need. Fastball blows by Albies. That's now in the inning, a strikeout for Alzolay. 0-2 count on Chas McCormick. He whiffs on the slider. That's 2 down in the inning. And then the next batter is going to be Dylan Carlson. Pops up left field. Chisholm ranging back. This one actually has some legs, but Jazz has faster legs, able to track it down. And the Rockies pick up the victory as they win this one 5-0 against the Houston Astros. So 2 5-run days for the Rockies as they take a 2-0 lead into Game 3 of this World Series. Love to see it. Love to see it. This is great, and we scored throughout the game. Got 2 in the first, 1 in the ninth, a couple in the middle of the game. That's what I like to see. Keeps the momentum on us. Doesn't have any dread. Doesn't put more pressure on the bullpen. Even though we scored the same amount of runs, again, I think it just feels different when we do it in this way. Manufacturing some runs, it just takes the pressure off of the pitchers, especially the bullpen, later on in games. So let's check out the box score before we head over to Colorado for Game 3 and Game 1 of 3 in Colorado potentially. Amador, 2 home runs today. He is the player of the game. I don't know anyone else would be. Chisholm, 2 RBI. Jones had multiple hits. Seems like everyone but Thompson and Kwan got a hit today. Domine a double. Jones a double. Home runs by Amador and Jazz Chisholm. Amador, Tovar, Chisholm RBIs today. And Jazz also stole a base. A little bit of everything from Jazz. A little bit of everything from a lot of people. 6 1/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for J.J. Rose. Brisky, 1 2/3, 2 strikeouts. Alzolay, an inning, and 2 strikeouts as well. Really, really, really good day from our pitching staff. Really great. 2 hits from Caminero, and then no hits, no extra base hits, all singles, and then 1 walk. So barely anyone got the second base. I don't know if anyone did get the second base today. Urquidy, 4 innings, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts. Not a terrible day. Vargas, a run and 2 innings of work. Hader had a clean inning. Karinchak had a clean inning. And then Hughes gave the home run late. And that is all she wrote from game number 2, 2030 World Series. Heading over to Colorado as Old Glory is flying. We're at home in the World Series for the first time in a couple of years, and the 3rd time ever. And we have a chance to win in Colorado. In 2007, the Red Sox swept us and celebrated on this field, to much dismay of all the Rockies fans. In 2028, we swept the Twins, and we ended up winning that one in Minnesota. Now, we can win here in Colorado. That would be sweet. That would be so sweet. We have Bud Leonard on the mound for us, and it hasn't been the greatest of rides for Bud. This regular season, this postseason, is a down year for Leonard. We're looking for him to kind of pick it up. Again, we looked at him as potentially that Paul Skeens-esque guy. Like, he is going to be really, really, really good. He needs a prove-it game here. He really does. We would love to see Bud Leonard go out there, get a big win, or at least have a big performance. Go 6 strong innings, give up 2 runs or less, 8 strikeouts. I think he can do it. I would love to see that stat line for Bud Leonard at the end of the game. Will we get it? Lord knows. But I trust in Bud. Leonard, this postseason, 23 innings, a 4.70 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 23 innings. Again, just hasn't been that ace that he was drafted to be. Can he be that ace today? That's all we need. An ace for the day. Caminero, 3-2 count. Bye ya. See ya. Thanks for coming. Strikeout for Leonard. Clean first. That is what we needed. Christian Javier, a former Cy Young Award winner just 2 years ago. Also former World Series no-hitter thrower against Philadelphia. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember the Christian Javier no-hitter against Philadelphia? I feel like that happened. Everyone's like, oh my God, that just happened. And then no one talked about it since. He gets a clean first as well. Nolan Jones goes deep to left field, but caught on track and put away to end the inning. So, clean first for both pitchers. We'll see who breaks the ice first. Leonard 1-2 count against Ozzie Albies, and he gets him looking silly. Fastball on the outside part of the strike zone. The second strikeout from Leonard back-to-back for him. Pena, he's been hitting very well this postseason. He misses the curveball. 3 straight strikeouts for Bud Leonard. This is the type of guy that we've been wanting. We've been clamoring for. Brendan Donovan, 214 batting average, and that is going up. This one laced into the gap, clangs up against the wall. Quan tracks it down, and a double for Brendan Donovan. So first base runner is Donovan with a double. Breaks up a 3 straight strikeout streak. And what can Leonard do to get out of it? Well, just break the bat, Shea Langoliers, and then get the ground out to first base. Leonard looking dominant, looking good. We love to see that from Bud. As we move on to the bottom of the second inning, watch this bat shatter. Still love Shea Langoliers. Shout out Shea Langoliers. NLCS MVP. What a guy. Bottom of the second, look at these numbers by Jazz Chisholm. 297 average, 108.2 OPS, 8 home runs in the postseason so far. And he gets a single here. Absolute line. This 113 miles off the bat. You're lucky this one wasn't falling in Nebraska, as Chisholm is on. Domine had a really good start to his playoffs, and now after series with the Phillies and the Pirates, it's cooled off. However, hit and run to perfection. Second baseman goes to cover the bag, hit it where they ain't, goes through that second base hole, and Domine puts runners on the corners. Big hit by Tommy. Drew Romo with 2 outs, 3-2 count. What can he do? Yep, he's late on the fastball. Definitely was trying to walk there and then be defensive. Maybe looking for an off-speed pitch, and it just fooled him. And that will do it for the inning. Top of the fourth, yep, Junior Caminero sighting. The AL MVP was not going to be denied for long. We're just lucky that it took until game 3. 466 feet. Goodness gracious. That is some nastiness. That one was absolutely pimped, but on the plus side, we're getting Bubba Thompson out, not allowing these solo shots to be 2-run shots. So, tip your cap. Good job by Caminero. Leonard does give up the home run ball. We keep moving. Yeah, Ozzie Albies was like, yeah, you think 466 feet is cool? How about this? For 5'7", this guy has 474 feet power. That ball was absolutely demolished. Cranked by Sia. That eviscerated. 474 feet. That is craziness. Craziness, craziness, craziness. And Brendan Donovan keeps the bad times rolling for the Rockies. He goes the other way, and he's on with 2 outs in the inning. Leonard just trying to get out of this, just giving up those 2 runs. Can he do it? Has Shea Langoliers up at bat? Last time he saw Langoliers, he got him out in a jam. This time, he's going to allow Langoliers to get a weak hit off against him. Now 2 runners on. And he's given up a few runners in this inning. I'd rather him not do that, but you can't have it all, I guess. You really just can't have it all. Ray Vance, 0-2 count. Leonard finally gets him. Leonard's pumped up, however, does give up 2 runs, 2 solo shots. So not hurting us too much, but to give up a couple hits at the end there. Leonard, bad 4th inning. We'll see if he can turn it around and help us as we try to win 3 straight here against Houston, take a commanding 3-0 lead into the bulk of this World Series. Tovar walks with 2 outs in the inning, maybe a rally starting up, and Domine says no rally at all. Popped up, Mayfield going back at the track, and a step in front of the warning track is where that out is recorded. Nothing going for the Rockies. Well, Bubba Thompson says, I know you guys want to get me out, but how about I just hit an absolute shot? And the 3rd home run given up by Bud Leonard, all 3 of them go at least 460 feet. Like, Bubba Thompson can't be beating you. Caminero and Albies, fine, sure. I get it. They're going to get to you at least once or twice this series. You can't completely phase them out. Bubba Thompson, you can. And he goes deep. And Caminero, 1 for 2 already today. He launches this one deep. Chisholm, he's going back at the track, the wall. It's caught. So a scary sight, but Bubba Thompson, a scarier sight with 2 outs in the inning, makes this a 3-run ball game. Pimping a fastball by Bud Leonard. I was going to do it for Leonard. We're going to bring in Rafael Parra. This is kind of our white flag move. It's kind of been that way. With a 3-run lead, I would still like to throw an actual reliever. This is a guy that if this game's out of hand one way or the other, you go to him. But I would not want to see Parra in this situation. He does get a clean 6th inning, however, or 6th inning, as Donovan swings over the top of the sinker, and that will do it for the inning. Bottom 6, we need to get runs on the board. We need to get going. Amador, he walks as Christian Javier still out there, still doing his thing. And he puts Amador on, and that will be it for Javier. Best starting pitching performance so far that the Astros have got out of one of their guys. I guess they'll take it. Whatever. We chased them out in the middle of the 6th inning, so still only goes 5 and a third, 5 2/3. I think 5 1/3. And that will bring way to Brandon Hughes, who's already given up home runs to us. We've gotten to him a couple of times. See if he can do that again, but they are bringing the lefty in to face off against Nolan Jones. So I guess you can't hate that philosophy. Does get by Jones, and then Chisholm, who struggles more against lefties, beats it into the ground. Pena's there. Flip with the glove to Albies at second base, and that will end 6. So I guess good managing for the Astros. Did a good job moving everybody around. And that brings up Shea Langoliers in the top of the 7th, who walks as Parra gives up his first base runner. Ray Vance, 0-2 count. Or 1-2 count, 0 for 2 on the day. And he gets a slap hit the other way. And Parra, he's getting hit a little bit. 2 runners on. Dylan Carlson. He's yet to make noise, and he goes up the middle. Be a double play. It's Tovar to Amador, over to Domine, one of the best fielding trios, one of the best fielding infields. The last few years, we've been the top fielding percentage team. We've really built this a really good defense. And we turn to there. Can we keep the Astros off of the board? Phil Mayfield 0 for 3 so far. He swings, and he strikes out. He does swing. They appeal to first base. He went around, and we do get out of the inning unscathed. Cut it close, but no run score. You'll take it. Karinchak back in again, yet to throw or give up a run in his 6th thrown inning so far. 6 appearances. And so far, looking so good. And Gorman basically replays Mayfield's blunder on the other side of the plate. And Karinchak gets through a smooth 7th. Edwin Diaz is brought in, the 3-time reliever of the year. They have 2 3-time reliever of the year is Edwin Diaz and Josh Hader. I believe David Bednar also has one or two of those awards as well. So a very nasty bullpen. And Drew Romo welcomes Edwin Diaz to the game with a double. Yes, Drew Romo getting to Edwin Diaz. Doesn't get a lot of hits, but it seems like every hit that he has got has been important or has been clutch or has been a really good spot for him to come through. Sterling Thompson 0 for 3 on the day, and he smacks this one to left field, or right field, and that's over the head of Dylan Carlson. 1 run will score. Thompson all the way to second base. He will trot in with an RBI double. And here come the Rockies. The Colorado Rockoffs, as we've called them before. They are so good in these late inning situations. And Thompson puts that fist up at second base. He is excited. Adele Amador, can he come through? Pop up left field? No, he cannot come through. Not deep enough to tag the runner up. Obviously not a hit to score the runner or move him up. Is what it is. We'll take it, I guess. They're going to put a pin in Diaz and bring in this year's reliever of the year, closer Nick Sandlin. So they also have, again, Bednar. I think combined on their roster, they have about 8 or 9 reliever of the year awards to go around. So basically the last decade, they've had it. And Nick Sandlin gives up a double. Nolan Jones coming through in the clutch. As coming around to score is Thompson, and 2 runs in the 8th inning for the Rockies. They never give up here late. And big excitement from his teammates as Nolan Jones comes through with the double. Our hero, Jazz Chisholm, on the ground, and Sandlin able to put the glove up. If that gets by him, that's probably a tie ball game. However, Romo, Thompson, Jones, 3 doubles, 2 runs. We're back in this thing. We just need a clean 9th to get us through. Parra, he's the guy. Runner on second base. He walks Ray Vance right on the edge. Again, why is Parra still out there? 65 pitches in. Carlson, he whiffs. I guess is why I'm not a manager, because Parra cooking the last few innings. Turn over to DeVar, Domine, Gorman. I'm very, very content with this part of the lineup. We built this lineup so that any part of the lineup can be a dangerous part. DeVar swings under the slider, pops it up. Wind keeps this one in play, and right by the Houston Astros dugout, Caminero is there to put it away. Domine, 1-2 count. He puts this one high and not so deep in the left field. 2 gone in the inning. I'm going 0 for 3 with a strikeout here. 12 pitches for Sandlin. Chopper through. They were playing no doubles defense. If they weren't, that's the end of the game. And Gorman sits on first base. Will they pinch run for Nolan Gorman? We'll see. Bednar, and he does have a reliever of the year award. He comes up yet to give up a run in this postseason. In 4 games, he's gone 7 innings. Asking him to come out and close it out. And here is Drew Romo, and they won't pinch run for Nolan Gorman. I would love to see Montgomery on first base here. Let him run. But they're going to keep it where it's at. 1 for 3 on the day for Romo with a double. First pitch, he swings. This one's lifted right field, going back off the wall. This is going to be a double. They throw it into Albies. Albies to home. They're going to send Gorman, and he's out. And that's how the game ends. No. A, why send Gorman? B, why don't you pinch runner for Gorman? Ugh, that's a heartbreaker. You put Montgomery on first base, he probably scores. God, or you just hold the runners up and hope Sterling Thompson's hitting over 300 this postseason. Can you just get a base hit? It may win you the game there. Crazy, a phenomenal relay by the Astros. as we drop our first game of the World Series in heartbreaking fashion. That was one hell of a game. Can't deny it. Really was one hell of a game. So, Astros, they hold on. They win. Mayfield, no hits. Then you had Thompson, Caminero, Albies all have home runs, and that was the difference. Just 3 home runs, 3 solo shots against Bud Leonard is your difference. They muster up 8 hits. Javier went 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Hughes, Karinchak gave up no runs. Diaz only gave up those 2. Sandlin and Bednar, they gave up no runs. So good mixed bag in the bullpen, but really it was just everyone but Diaz. 2 hits by Romo. He could have been the hero, but we're gonna keep it as is. We're moving on to game 3. Game 4, Leonard, 5 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, 3 runs. It's kind of the game I asked for him. Just couldn't get the win. Parra was also good in the bullpen.
Few games in the World Series done. I've liked our performances so far. Won both in Houston, and then this last one here, almost what a wild ending. I mean, we were 3 feet away from winning the game, about 8 feet away from tying the game, and ultimately still fell short. That is baseball. We got 2 at home coming up. We'll be showing these 2 in the next game due to no elimination status, and after that, we can either win this or fall behind or have one more. Do we go back to Houston? Do we stay home? We'll see you next time here with more Rockies baseball.